Welcome all. We'll start with the usual disclaimer. So, imagine the time, which was not so long ago, when every IT landscape were riddled with sleepless nights, relentless monitoring, and a never-ending race to keep our systems up and running. It was an era when every IT landscape or application deployment seemed like a high-stake adventure, and every infrastructure management was a complex puzzle with ever-moving pieces. But then, a revolution quietly began to take shape in the IT landscape, a revolution that opened doors to a world where no ops is no longer a dream, but a reality. Hi, I am Magin George, and along with me, I have Anoop Sivaraman. We are from observability and automation team at VMware. We leverage and design area solutions to enable our stakeholders achieve better customer experience and productivity. So without further ado, let's get started. Throughout the session, we will see few challenges in the current traditional landscape and how observability and automation or orchestration can help in achieving, overcoming those challenges, the solutions that we use in our environment, a use case, and the key takeaways and benefits from our implementation. If you have any questions, we'll take after the session. So I've just listed few of the challenges that we face in our environment. These are not in the order of significance. So as to start with, resource overhead. Manual tasks requires human resources, which can be expensive and may limit our ability to allocate resources or personnel for more strategic and valuable activities. Next is operational fatigue. Uh, I used to face this, not just me, I'm sure most of us in the IT operations world used to face this. Manual operations causes, alert fatigue, and it mostly affects the guys who has to do repetitive and manual tedious tasks. It brings down the morale and productivity of the team. So that's another thing, what we face it as a challenge. Ineffective resource utilization. Manual allocation and management of resources can result in underutilization or overutilization of software and hardware. This can lead to wastage of valuable resources or poor customer experience, right? If it's overutilized, it can result in reduced performance. Next would be the lack of data insights. The traditional monitoring solutions cannot provide in-depth data that is required for decision-making and troubleshooting because we are living in an age of totally distributed microservices architecture. A system can comprise of, if not 100 plus microservices that are talking to each other, right? So these data insights are required to help in troubleshooting in a key way, and it also helps in taking data-driven decisions. Increased risk of errors. Human errors, are very common in manual tasks, and this can cause in misconfiguration, security vulnerabilities, and downtime, right? So this can be costly and damaging, and this can also come as a side effect of the operational fatigue that we discussed earlier.
Exactly.
Now that we have seen few challenges, we'll see how Aria Operations for Applications and Aria Automation Orchestrator can help in these.
Thank you, Magin. Let's discuss about what is NoOps. NoOps is a concept that aims to completely automate the IT infrastructure when it comes to deploy, monitor, or manage the software operations. NoOps also aims to reduce the operations work, thus by enabling the developers to put more effort on the coding. And here, they don't have to worry about the underlying infrastructure, server provisioning, configuration, management, or even the frequent updates. So this is a significant achievement and towards the innovation with the right tools and with the help of VMware Aria solutions, we can achieve no ops in IT industry. Can we go to next slide, please? Let's discuss about some of the key features of no ops. Let's start with the full automation. So no ops relies heavily on the fully automated environment in the IT industry. Without the automation, it is a tedious task for the operations team to perform all the manual day-to-day job, right? Like all the deployment, management, configuration, all these things. So we will see how a fully automated environment, along with the VMware Aria solutions, we can achieve 100% no ops in our industry. Moving to the next one is cloud services. Now that most of our applications are hosted in cloud environment, such as public, native, hybrid, multi-cloud environment, it is easy for the developers to write the code in a particular platform and implement it and deploy it. Serverless architecture is a key concept of no ops. So in serverless architecture, uh, the developers write the code in the form of functions, and in response, it gives as event. Microservices and containers. Adopting to the microservices and containers platform, such as Dockers, made the life easy for the developers because they can deploy the applications in a faster and efficient manner. Now, CI/CD. We all know about CI/CD pipeline. It's a continuous integration and continuous deployment. NOPS relies on the CI/CD pipeline to build, test, automate, and integrate the applications. It also helps to deploy the applications in a faster manner in the production environment. Can you please go to? Yeah. So we discussed about the challenges, the features, and now let's see the kind of solutions that VMware provides over here. So VMware has multi-solutions that can help you in achieve no ops in your industry. So here, we are specifically talking about two such solutions. The first one is VMware Aria Operations for application, and the second one is VMware Aria Automation Orchestrator. With the combination of the two tools and along with the automation, we can achieve the no ops. We'll discuss more about each of these tools and their features. Let's start first with the VMware Aria Operations for applications. As the name indicates, this is a tool used to monitor your applications and servers' health. It has got a lot of features. Let's talk about some of the key features here. Unified observability. Okay, when observability comes into mind, what are the three pillars of observability? They are metrics, logs, and traces, right? And the tool is capable of capturing all these three aspects of observability. Isn't it great? Yeah. Now, let's move to the next one is the faster issue resolution. So we all need tools which is capable of monitoring your infrastructure, alerting. But it's not just that. We need the tools to help you in root cause analysis, faster issue resolution, and make sure your application has a better uptime. It has got unmatched scalability with millions of points per second. And it helps you, it's a centralized observability platform that lets you operate and secure your Kubernetes infrastructure, which is managed and light on multiple cloud platforms. And last, improved visualization. Yeah. As I mentioned, the tool is capable of capturing all the metrics, logs, and traces from your applications. It is equally important to visualize all this data. So the tool has got a lot of dashboards which shows all these visualization. It has got default dashboards, service dashboard, trace browser, operation dashboards, to name a few. So the default dashboard lets you show all the metrics, logs, and traces from your application. But if you would like to customize and show particular data or metrics from your application, you can choose the custom dashboard, and using the widgets, you can play around and make your own dashboard. The service dashboard lets you show all the service aspects, or I could say the application-related information of your infrastructure. And also, it shows the red metrics as well. So these are all the features that about the VMware Aria Operations for applications. And to discuss more about the VMware Aria Automation Orchestrator, our next solution, I will hand it over to Magin.
Yeah, sure. So VMware Aria Automation Orchestrator is part of the VMware Aria Automation suite. Okay. So Aria Automation Orchestrator is a modern workflow management system. We'll see few of the key features of Aria Automation Orchestrator. So one of the key feature is the workflow management system. Automation Aria Automation Orchestrator Workflow Designer is an easy to use drag and drop tool which can help us build simple to complex workflows. And the next one would be the plugin SDK. The plugin SDK helps advanced users to incorporate most of the orchestrator SDK features within their development environment. And the other thing is the wild integration support it provides. It has 100% coverage with vSphere APIs, and it integrates with other solutions using a webhook or incoming webhook, which can be used to trigger remote workflows.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, our workflows are not standard, right? There will be some business use case that we need to fit in. So how do we add those business logic to it? So we can do it using scripting engine, right? So it supports 3 scripting engines, one in Python, PowerShell, and Node.js or JavaScript. So we can use these languages to add your business logic to the workflows. And other easy to, the generic operations that happen within a workflow are easy to use, drag and drop wizards. If you have to make a decision, just drop that, decision wizard, and it works on that logic automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see a very sample use case because we are just taking it because it's more easy to correlate in a containerized world. So we have a sample application, which is an Nginx cluster, which runs a simple application, and this is the response time and the active connection count, which is pretty flat on a normal day. And you can see that active count is around 15 or 16. But as any customer-facing application, it is bound to increase at certain period of the day, right? Whenever there is some kind of user influx or something. So what happens is, so currently we have only 2 pods running this Nginx cluster, which is happily serving this the environment. And what happens when there is an influx of new connections that happens, right? So we are monitoring it using Aria Operations for application, and at this point of time, we see a spike in the active connection count, right? And what we have done is, so these 2 pods are no longer sufficient. It started showing latency in the response time. So we need to scale up, right? So we have a alert configured for the active connections to trigger if it exceeds for 10 minutes a certain threshold. So what it does, it triggers the notification, which is a workflow call for VR Orchestrator, right? So this is how it this is that designer that I was talking about. It's a very easy to use drag and drop wizard where you can create workflows. So what it does is that webhook call or the notification calls this workflow, which we have a scriptable task which actually increases the deployment state of that Kubernetes cluster, not the cluster, that workload. So that gets triggered. And what we see now is we have increased the scale, the count of the pods to 8. As a result, we see that again, the response time has come down to the normal. And what happens when it continues, like this, it will based on the logic that we have written, it will again reduce the number of pods to keep the resource utilization optimized. This is a very sample use case, just to make it easier to correlate.
Yeah.
We'll come to the benefits part of our implementation.
So with the help of these tools and the automation, these are the key benefits that we achieved in our IT industry. So increased reliability and stability, thus by providing a better customer experience, and increased agility as we are being more proactive rather than being reactive, right? And it's always on the lower cost side. Then all our systems are monitored because we discussed about the capability of VMware Aria Operations for applications, which can monitor both the traces, logs, and metrics. So it's all the systems are observable, and it also makes sure that you have reduced risk of errors as there
Human
are
errors.
much less of manual efforts and work over here. Yeah.
So today we have seen a fascinating intersection of observability and automation. We hope you like this presentation. Please request you to take the survey. And if you have any questions, we'll be here to address.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.